bride, I request all to once again welcome him with a round of applause. I seek permission from Honorable Principal Sir and our guest to proceed with the ceremony. Thank you, sir. He not only excelled in academics, but also bagged a blue in physical training and horse riding as well. He volunteered for the Queen of Arms Infantry. He was selected for the oldest and the bravest regiment of the Indian Army, the Punjab Regiment. He got an Alpha instructor grading in all the army courses he attended. Apart from being the best student on the physical training courses, he was handpicked to be an instructor at Indian Military Academy at a very young age. With an instructor grading in staff course, he was nominated to be a brigade major of a brigade in eastern Ladakh against the Chinese in high altitude looking after Galwan area. He was handpicked to perform as staff officer to the Commandant of Staff College at Wellington. He was selected to command the oldest and most decorated unit of the Indian Army, 15 Punjab, in the United Nations environment in Lebanon. He commanded the battalion for 4 long years. He commanded as Assam Rifles Sector in the most volatile and active area of Manipur along the Myanmar border. He was selected for the appointment of Brigadier Operational Logistics at Headquarters Western Command. Having the logistics background, he was again selected for the onerous task of pushing the long-pending work of fast-tracking the raising of a new group headquarters with 2 new battalions in Naxalite-infested area in Jharkhand. Brigadier Aditya Madan is a firebrand go-getter with a Midas touch of live wire, for whom nothing is impossible. A few months back, everyone, he was commanding Jalandhar NCC group, the famous Thal Sena team of the entire Punjab and Himachal, was personally trained by Sir, which stood first at the national competition held in New Delhi. Currently, he is a freelance journalist with 2 newspapers, The Tribune and the Hindustan Times. With such a rich and inspiring profile, the man himself is with all of us today to motivate our children to invest in opportunity life given to serve others. We are really honored, sir, to have you with us. Let us begin this propitious day by invoking the blessings of Lord Ganesha. It is said that no new venture is deemed complete without a Ganesh Puja. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvigna Kuru Me Deva, Shubh Karyeshu Sarvada. With this, I invite on the stage our students for Ganesh Vandana. today, Brigadier Arvind Madam. For this, I shall call upon stage worthy Principal Sir to do the honors. I request Shweta Ma'am to kindly escort Sir and our guests to the stage. Giving away the scholar badges to our meritorious students for their excellent performance in academics. Our scholar badge holders are the ones who have scored distinction in all the subjects. Our student is adjudged the scholar for class 5, from class 5. The very first time that they are eligible for a blazer is at the end of class 7. A green badge is given in the first or second instances of excellence in academics. A blue blazer for 3 successive years, a blue badge or a blue pocket given to blazer holders in 4th and 5th years for excellence in academics, and a blue tie is given for excellence in academics for 6 successive years, and a gold medal at the end for 7 successive years of excellence in academics. I shall start with the names of our first year for the session 21-22. With a huge round of applause, everybody, I shall call upon stage Harshil. Round of applause, everyone. Kishan, Keshav, Madhav Sharma, Arav, and Anvesha. Harshil, Kishan, Keshav, Madhav Sharma, Arav, and Anvesha. Harshil, everyone, is a quiet and a sober boy. Ishan is a shy but a disciplined boy. Keshav is very inquisitive in nature
तो अंत है नहीं, तो मौत से भी क्यों डरे, ये जाके आसमान में दहाड़ दो।
A round of applause for the energetic drill session, everyone. And very well and please. Very well done, everyone. And we now welcome on stage once again our honorable sir, they are class 10, the house captains of Ashia and Shaurya of class 9, the vice captains of the Ravi house captains. Next to be on the stage, Sunanda, you can cheer for your newly elected leaders. Please, Nehmat G. feelings, movement and words. Being fair and just is how our leaders in class 10. They will be next on the stage after the discussion. Thank you, and our honorable guest for doing the honors. We hope the office bearers will lead by example and all the very best to each one of them for all their future.
We, the Student Council of DPS Patiala, solemnly swear to perform our duties to the best of our abilities, and to abide by the rules and regulations that govern us. We will uphold our motto, service before self. We promise to make ourselves and student community of DPS Patiala worthy citizens of the world. We will strive to take our school to greater heights.
Hands down. Council, left turn. Disperse.
Thank you everyone for the oath taking ceremony. I hope the office bearers will lead by examples and all the very best to each one of them.
Respected Shri Santosh Shukla, the Honorable Principal, the members of the teaching faculty, all the students of Delhi Public School Patiala, and of course, the newly inducted Student Council. Well, at the very outset, like a true secular army officer, my heartiest congratulations to my Muslim brothers who are observing Ramzan, which is a very tedious and a very difficult drill to be followed, and it requires indomitable spirit. And it culminates on 3rd of May when we all celebrate the holy day of Eid. Today morning, it's a great honor for me to preside over this very important annual ceremony of the year, that is the Investiture Ceremony. And for this, I give my heartfelt gratitude to a dynamic principal of the DPS. As I stand here on the stage, I get a flashback. My mind goes back to 41 years back in the month of March 1981, where I was selected as the head boy. Where is the head boy? Yeah. Where I was selected as the head boy of the Punjab Public School Nabha, which is just about 1 hour away from here. Well, to be very honest, like the sick gentleman who is standing there, I also had butterflies in my stomach. I was nervous. I had a mixed feeling of a sense of satisfaction and apprehensions as to how I should go about doing my job. But one should not worry, bash on regardless, and you will succeed. That should be in the hearts of everyone, all those who have become appointments. I hope you all know what is the meaning of investiture. Investiture is you are investing on a person power, rights, office, dignity and authority, so that they are empowered to perform the functions given to them very, very effectively. That is what the investiture means. I congratulate each one of you, all those who are wearing this badge of honor, and I also congratulate their parents who have motivated them to perform to the best of their abilities. But the main thrust of my address today now is on all the other students. Fine, they have made the cut, they have proved themselves, but my main thrust focus is on the students who could not make it today to the appointments. I connect this with the unfortunate incident which happened last year on 8th December 2021, when we lost our Chief of Defence Staff, General Rawat, in a tragic helicopter crash. Only one officer survived in that, and he was battling for life for about 7 to 10 days. Can anyone tell me what was the name of that officer? He was an Air Force officer, if I'm permitted to give you a clue. Well, he was Group Captain Varun Singh. I want you all to focus on what this Group Captain Varun Singh he wrote to his principal, ex-principal of Army Public School Chandi Mandir, just about 1.5 months back. What happened that on 15th August 2021, he was awarded with a Gallantry Award, Shaurya Chakra, which is a very prestigious award, and for saving a aircraft known as Tejas. Tejas, you know, is a fighter aircraft, the light fighter aircraft, indigenously manufactured by India by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. So he saved that. Because of that he got an award. That was 15th August 2021, and he wrote this letter on 18th September 21, and this crash happened on 8th December 21. So just remember these words throughout your life, what he wrote. He wrote a very simple letter, but very, very effective letter. I will just read out the crux of the letter. I will not cover the introductory part, and I will not cover the concluding part. Just to, because there is paucity of time, and principal has given me exactly 6 minutes. I noticed in that. But I may little overshoot by a few minutes. So please bear with me, otherwise, you will end this ceremony without carrying any message. So I'll straight away read from the letter. He was a student of Army Public School Chandi Mandir, then he joined NDA and he became a fighter pilot. So what he wrote was, the crux only, I was a very average student who scored first division in 12th class. I was equally average even in sports and other extracurricular activities. But I had a passion for airplanes. As I went to NDA, I passed out as an OC. In NDA, I am also ex-NDA. So OC is Officer Cadet. Anyone who does not become an appointment like you are standing, he is known as OC. Simple OC. And he did not excel, I did not excel either in studies or sports to make the cut to be an appointment in NDA. That's what he writes. It is when I reached the Air Force Academy, that is after NDA, that I started to realize that my passion for aviation gave me an edge over my peers. Still, even then I lacked confidence in my true capabilities. I lacked confidence as I always thought I was meant to be an average. And there was no point in trying to excel, as I possibly could not excel at anything. After commissioning as a young flight lieutenant in a fighter squadron, I realized that I could do well if I put my mind and heart to it. I started working to be the best as I could be, as opposed to only making sure I achieve the past standard. It is at this point of time that the things started to turn around in my professional and personal life. I resolved to do each task to the best of my abilities, whether it was flying or otherwise. I was soon selected to undergo the challenging flying instructor's course, wherein I bagged 2 trophies out of the 5. Subsequently, I volunteered for the prestigious and rigorous experimental test pilot course, which had a 4-stage selection, and only 7, I repeat, only 7 out of 59 pilots who appeared made it through. And during the 11 months long course, one of the pilots was withdrawn from the course as he could not cope up with the rigors of the course. Thereafter, I was selected to undergo the prestigious staff college abroad, and on return was posted to Tejas aircraft. Tejas, I told you what the aircraft is. Squadron, even though I crossed the seniority bracket to qualify for change of aircraft. My credentials as an experimental test pilot were the reason for this challenging and exciting posting. In 2019, I was in the first list of 12 candidates for Indian Space Research Organization Gaganyaan program. You know Gaganyaan? Gaganyaan is India is aiming for to launch a spacecraft next year, 23, in which we have planned to put 3 astronauts into the space and landing them back safely onto the earth. That's the aim. Though I did not make the final cut due to medical requirement, subsequently last year on the fateful day I was faced with a grave and critical failure in my aircraft. That is Tejas. The SOP required me to eject and abandon the aircraft. However, I took a few calculated risks and managed to land the aircraft without any damage to either the aircraft or the civilians. I bring out the above not to blow my trumpet that he's talking, or with a desire to seek a pat on my back. I write to let the children know a few of the following thoughts of my life experiences that may help them in future. Now this is the crux part. You have to remember throughout your life. So what I am going to say is very, very important. Listen to it. It is okay to be mediocre. I repeat, it is okay to be mediocre. Not everyone will excel at the school, and not everyone will be able to score in the 90s. If you do, it's an amazing achievement and must be applauded. However, if you don't, do not think that you are meant to be mediocre. You may be a mediocre in school, but it is by no means a measure of things to come in life. It is very, very important. This was told by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Mann Ki Baat, I think sometime in December. Find your calling. It could be your art, music, graphic design, like someone is a cultural, captain cultural there, literature, whatever you work towards, be dedicated, do your best. That is what matters. Never go to bed thinking that I could have put in more effort. Never lose hope. Never think that you cannot be good at what you want to be. You can see there are examples all around. Virat Kohli, you name a person, Modi, you name anyone. your own principal who has achieved so much for the school. You can look all around the achievers. It will not come easy. It will take effort. It will require sacrifice of time and comfort. I was mediocre, and today I've reached the difficult milestones in my career. Do not think, this is very important, do not think that 12 board marks decide what you are capable of achieving in life. Remember this. Believe in yourself, work towards it. So, coming back to my address, this is what he wrote. Now, the key lessons what emerge are that always believe in yourself, trust yourself. That is very, very important. There will be people all around you, right from in school, working life, in all sections of civil society, in army, in IAS, teaching profession. There will be bullies all around to pull you down. There will be negative people all around you. Anyone can keep calm when the things are going very well. But the real test of character is when you keep your head when things are going all wrong around you. That is extremely important. Learn to wade through turbulent situations. That is important. That is what is taught to us. When I did commando course, we don't sleep at all. Just 3-4 hours. And it is for 33 days. The real test comes when the things are difficult. That's extremely important. Just follow your passion. How do you define passion? Passion is a strong emotion, a strong feeling. But in layman's words, passion is when you're working on something, you can't keep a track of time. You don't get tired. Whole day you are working on that and you don't get tired at all. That is the real passion. So when you do that, you have found the real passion. That is what you will excel at. So don't talk of I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become army officer, IAS officer. But do what you are good at. Because do what you enjoy. If you enjoy, naturally you will excel. When you will excel, naturally you will be successful. It can be any profession. All the appointments who are standing here, remember that you are bestowed with powers and privileges. But along with it come the responsibilities. So it is a package. It is not good days now. It is a package. So you have to discharge your responsibilities as well. You are a good interface between the students and the teacher, students and the principal. You have to ensure that the school functions in the most ideal manner, especially when teachers are not there. Anywhere, in the classroom, auditorium, dramatics practice, athletics. So that responsibility is on you. Every day you have to work towards the betterment of your school. That's your aim. And as you wear this badge of responsibility, you have to ensure that this responsibility is on you. You have to lead by example. You have to don't work in silos. You have to be a team man. You have to take everyone along. It's very easy to work, alone. The most difficult part is to take the team along, carry the team. That's the most difficult part. That's why you are selected as an officer. That's why you are selected as a principal, as a DC of Patiala, as Prime Minister of the country. So you have to carry everyone along. You can't work alone. Every time you have to counsel juniors. For counseling you require moral courage. You can't go on your TRPs or popularity ratings. You have to check your juniors if they are doing wrong. And at the same time, you have to take advice from your seniors. So both ways it is very, very important. You have to be accessible to all. You have to be accessible to your juniors, to your classmates, to your teachers, so that they can give you responsibilities. So be accessible. and you have to prove to yourself every day. You have to live up to the badge which you are wearing on your chest now and the band which you are wearing. You have to live up to it. You have to be worthy of the badge. You have to be a good leader. You have to stay rooted. You can't fly in the air. You have to stay rooted. Means you should have a rapport with the junior most student of the school. You can't keep flying in the air as you rise in your ranks. Your decision affects the functioning of the school. So be very, very careful when you decide something. It can be captain transport, it can be anything, house captain. So your decision is very, very important. No sycophancy. There have to be, you don't have to be a sycophant. You have to speak what is right. Don't try to speak that you want to please your seniors. So take care of this. You got to have moral courage. So since principal told me to say a few words about the army, I've got great respect for the teaching profession. I've got great respect for the teachers. My wife has been the principal of the top schools all throughout the country and for all other professions. But I'll just say a few words about army, the organization I belong to. Well, in 2019 there was a survey, a proper formal survey carried out by Aziz Premji University. You know Aziz Premji? Aziz Premji was the chairman of the Wipro and he is the czar of IT industry. A very successful man. So, and also simultaneous independent research was carried out by NITI. You know what is NITI? NITI is a research institute based in Delhi. Now, Aziz Premji has opened a university in Bangalore, Karnataka. It's a private university. They carried out a proper formal survey and they conducted the research and they found Army is the most trusted organization of the whole country. Now, and it was rated as, the trust factor was rated as 88%. So, these are the facts and figures. And now I'll tell you very, very briefly as to how Army has achieved this. You know, there is a certain kind of ethos, working culture, operational, standing operating procedures which we follow. I was very happy principal is aware of the Army. He was the principal of DPS Rajori. I was not aware of it and he knows the intricate functioning in the Army. So first I'll just cover very, very two lines under three heads. Firstly, operationally, then as aid to civil authorities and how we conduct ourselves. Firstly, operationally. You know, in 2003, the task was given to us to construct the fence all along the line of control. Very, very difficult task. Everyone said cannot be done. Impossible. So, General Nirmal Chand was the chief that time. And I remember I was posted there in the valley. I mean, our half of life is in the valley, Srinagar. And we constructed the fence in record 18 months in the face of enemy fire. Enemy was firing at us, 100 meters, 500 meters away. They were firing at us, but we still constructed the fence. We were able to repair the fence. Even now it is going on. So that is the kind of dedication which you find in Army. That is first example. Second is, we suffer lot of very low temperatures in Sichuan and Eastern Ladakh. The temperatures go to the tune of minus 50 degrees. Can you imagine? There we can't find normal tomatoes, potatoes. They are all hard like stone. We have to boil everything. Everything is tinned rations. Everything is dropped by helicopter. So how we have survived in that terrain, because you have to have an extra edge. You have to, that's why you must have seen many advertisements. Do you have it in you to be in Army? So you got to be have something extra in you, and then only you can fight under those difficult conditions. Another example I give you is Vikram Batra. Captain Vikram Batra, he earned the Paramveer Chakra, the highest award. You know what? We know the inside story. When, just before the final assault, his JCO was supposed to attack. The same feature where he lost his life. He told his JCO, I am not married, you are married, you have got wife and children to look after, you don't go. You will not go, I will go. I am a bachelor. You see the motivation in an army officer. He went,
Sacrifice.
yeah, he sacrificed his life, he made the supreme sacrifice and he got the Paramveer Chakra. Such are the people, in army, and majority of them are like this. Another example I'll give you. We are taught, to dash in enemy fire, we are supposed to dash and rescue our comrade. When we make a dash, it doesn't cross our mind whether he's a Hindu, Muslim, Christian. We don't think. We have to, it is a reflex action. We just go and, save our comrade. So that is the brotherhood we have in the army. Why I am saying this? Because such kind of environment is going on in a town, in our country. So you have to stay away from these things. I was posted in Nagaland. I was a major, and I was the first. We used to go for coordinate search operation, and we had to identify a house where suspected militants are there, and we are supposed to enter that house. I made sure that I was the first one to enter that house. You can't tell anyone, and when you do it, people follow you. So as a leader, you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, no one will follow you. Why I am talking this? You are the leaders. First, you have to do yourself. I know it was a risk to my life, but I made it a point to enter the hut or a suspected house first. I know that a burst of LMG may come from the militant side, but you have to lead by example. Otherwise, no one will follow you. Operation Sadbhavna, which our principal is aware of it. It is a very, very successful operation. It has been carried out in Jammu and Kashmir. And as principal rightly said in the morning, it's not only fighting war. The army does so many things for the sake of society. In Operation Sadbhavna, army has opened so many goodwill schools. There are 43 goodwill schools in Jammu and Kashmir. We organize the tour, many tours, our principal would be aware, across the country. There are Super 30 programs, Super 40 programs. We select the best and we train them, coach them to crack the IIT and NEET. So that is the kind of good work which is being done by the army. We have a concept of Sarv Dharamsthal in the units. There are no mandir, masjid, gurdwara. All the idols of gods, Guru Granth Sahib, Hanuman Chalisa, all the things which Muslim worship, the Christian, Jesus Christ, everyone is placed under one umbrella and everyone attends together. There are no separate institutions. That is known as Sarv Dharamsthal. Everyone lives together, prays together, reads together, fight together. That is the kind of work culture we have in the Indian Army. Coming to the aid to civil authority, army is the last bastion. It is the first responder to all situations, to the national disasters, national calamities, external crisis, internal crisis. Army is the first to respond. You are aware of it. And it proves its worth. Do you remember the floods in Kerala, in Kedarnath, Chamoli, earthquake in Jammu and Kashmir? Every now and then there is something happening. Even construction of a bridge also, just a few years back. So army always lives up. I want to tell you, it's a very honorable profession. In case you decide to join, I'll just wind up by saying the Chetwoodian motto. Chetwood block is in Indian Military Academy. It is named after Field Marshal Sir Philip Chetwood. He was a British Army general. And what he said, and what every officer remembers and implements in his entire service, is the following what I am going to say. The safety, honor and welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare of the and comfort. Honor, welfare and comfort of the men you command come next. Your own ease, comfort and safety comes last, always and every time. This is what we follow in army, and that's why it throws up many leaders. Very good day to all of you, and Jai Hind. God bless the Delhi Public School, and I compliment a very fantastic job being done by the principal over the last 10 years. DPS is lucky to have a principal like him. All the best, good day. Jai Hind.